I would say that most people would agree these days, if you have got any spare money, it definitely wouldn't be worth keeping it in a bank. So yeah, that's why I thought I'd ask Adam and James if they'd come on and talk to us about gold and silver. And so I'd love to know your story and how you got onto this particular avenue. Yeah, so whichever one wants to start first, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, well, cool, Jackie, cool.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having us on.
Yeah,
obviously, I wasn't at the event to meet you, but James said, "Oh, I've met this lovely young lady, and she'd love to have us on."
Very young.
Have us on. So yeah, we're happy to be here, and yeah, we can both chat for quite a while, as you probably know.
Yeah,
I think our journey's probably started with James. He's a smidge older than I am, and yeah, but. And we're actually related as well. So I'll let James tell you the first part of it, and then I kind of join a little bit later on.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, again, I'll double that, Jackie. Thanks for having us on, because if we can help and reach out and help more people, Jackie, then we're very happy people, you know.
Lovely.
Because we've been doing this for many, many years, you know. So like, yeah, ex-forces. For those people who don't know me, I was in the army for 22 years. I left the army in November 2013. But to cut a long story short, while I was in the army, I just started realizing, maybe the last 6 years in the army, I started realizing that I've got to set myself up for the future, and doing what everyone else does doesn't really work. Just relying on a pension doesn't really work. So it might not even be there in years to come. And it's not much anyway, you know, it really wasn't much. And I just knew that I had to do something different. So I started learning. I think it was more than 6 years ago, actually, but I started learning about finance and money and in property and investing and many, many things. And just to get myself in a better place financially. And yeah, so because I just realized that there was so many people in the army at the time that I knew weren't happy where they were, but they had no choice. They had no choices but to have a job and be in that job. It was all about the pension, you know. Yeah. So they had no choices in life. They had no options, and they never had any money. Most of my friends and colleagues were in debt. So, because they were doing what everyone else did, and I just realised very early on, like I said, that you've got to do something. You've got to do the opposite to the masses. I learned the hard way. You've got to do something completely different, and you've got to get out of the system, and step out of the system and do your own thing, and become independent of the financial system, well, of the system in general. So I started, I know I'm putting everyone in the same box here, not everyone drunk alcohol, but a lot of the lads would be in the bar every night, or most nights drinking or what have you. But I was away on courses and investing my time into learning about bettering myself and being in a better place, so then I can help my own family and what have you. And that's what I did. I went away and spent lots of money and time on courses and to get myself in a better place. And then I just thought, everyone should know about this. I shouldn't keep it to myself. It's wrong. So I started sharing the love, as we say.
Yeah.
Sharing the love and sharing it. Yeah. And sharing it with all the other soldiers and family and friends. And, you know, so, and I even started paying off people's debts for them. Soldiers, mainly, because all the guys, I had about 30 guys used to work for me. And they were all in debt. I don't think there was anybody that wasn't in debt. And I used to pay off the debts for them. I used to make a little bit, but I used to pay off the debts for them and save them thousands. One guy had £4,000 worth of debt, between 2,000 and 4,000. I can't remember. No, it was 4,000% APR. Sorry, that's what he had. I think he had about £2,000 worth of debt, but 4,000% APR.
Yeah.
That was the highest he had, and the lowest was about 998%, or something ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I started paying off people's debt, but then I realized it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it does for the short term, but they're all back in debt again because they don't know how money works. They don't understand it. And then they just go borrowing again and getting straight back into it again. So that's when I realized that I need to be teaching these guys. And if they wanted time off work, they used to ask me some questions about this because they knew they'd get time off work if they asked me questions, and I'd get the whiteboard out and I'd be showing them things and how to get rid of the debt quicker and be in a better place, how to invest the money. But yeah, that's where it all came from. I just thought, when I leave the army, I want to do this. I want to help people, not just forces, but everybody. It started with the forces, but then it branched out to everyone. And that's when I met Adam for the first time through a family do. and we hit it off, and then yeah, we just from then on we started just helping people financially, and we used to do a lot of financial planning for people and just showing them ways and means, and just being in a better place financially. I sorted myself out first, because you can't help people until you sort yourself out.
Without a doubt.
You know?
Yeah.
So I sorted myself out. Yeah. Then I started helping my families, and it went to friends, and then it's just everybody now, and members in the forces. Then it's everyone now. But that's where it all began. Yeah. And because I've been there, you see, I've been in these bad places. I've been in, you know, I nearly went bankrupt once many years ago because I made lots of mistakes. I nearly went under, but once I got my head out of the sand, educated myself, I turned it round. And that's all we do for other people. We've just got a passion for helping people know what we know. But we've gone out of our way to learn this, and we just think everybody should know it. Everyone should know what we know. And it led us down the line. It led us eventually to precious metals, because it's one of the safest things anybody could do. Anyone can do. And it's not rocket science. And all it is rather than saving in currency in a bank, where it's at risk in a bank, they can take it from you legally, and it isn't owned by you anyway. We always ask people to do their own research. And all they do is swap it, save in precious metals instead, outside of the system. So they're protected from the banks and protected from inflation. You know, they've got real money, something solid, Jackie.